So I typically don't get very joyful when somebody experiences pain on the training floor, but for this one time.
Oh my, my, my.
Recently we had exercise and sports science students from the University of Wisconsin-La Crosse come and do a little bit of lab work here at Fitness Lying Down to give them a little taste of what it is that we offer here our clients. And it was kind of an exciting time for me because we're going through and I'm educating them on anatomy and physiology in a way that they have never seen before in a textbook. And so we're doing squats specifically. We're doing squats with our ultimate sandbags. And we started in a very stable position. We had the bag in that front-loaded position, and everybody's squatting, and just kind of getting a feel of like why that is different than maybe a barbell back squat, which they're accustomed to in their weight rooms. And then just to show them how a slight variation in that holding position could actually increase the intensity. So we went from that front-loaded position, bag across the chest and the crook of the arms, and we now move the bag to the fists. So same weight, they're doing their squats, kind of get done. I follow up with everybody, like, did that feel a little bit more challenging? And pretty much unanimously, everybody agreed, yes, that got a little bit more intense. So then I wanted to show them one more holding position. Again, going from most stable to least stable. Now we move the bag from the fist to the shoulder. And so everybody's doing the shoulder squats, and I'm watching all the different groups, people squatting, and things look pretty good. All of a sudden I hear this one person say, "It hurts." And I kind of came over and I had to do my typical Cory personal training fitness professional job. And I was trying to assess, like, what's hurting, what's the problem? And she said, "Well, it hurts my knee." And I had to ask her, I'm like, "Did you have knee pain with the other two holding positions?" And she said, "No." And right then and there, I had to kind of make a little proclamation to the group about what just happened and why this is exciting, right? We don't want anybody to be in pain. Let's just say that first and foremost. But to be able to change, I think it's something that we definitely undervalue in the fitness industry, are those little variables that make all the difference. Because once again, as I was holding that ultimate sandbag in a more stable position, feet and my stable squat stance, everything went well. But as soon as I took the bag away from my midline further, this increased the intensity. It required my body, it demanded my body to have to stabilize more. And when my body couldn't do that, especially through the core muscles, all of a sudden now that knee starts talking a little bit because it's angry, because it's not stable. And why isn't it stable? Well, I couldn't tell you right then and there because I'm just a personal trainer. I'm not a doctor. But I do know the lines of the body well enough. And that's why here at Fitness Lying Down, it is so, so important. We talk about this every day. Why we don't train muscles, but we train movements. We hone in on movement strength, not muscle strength. Because anybody might have seen that before and be like, you know what, your quad's probably weak. We should probably look at some leg extensions. We need to isolate that muscle group. Where I'm looking at it is a whole different way, that no, you need to actually get more intimate with your feet in the floor. We have to have more intention with your soft shoulder. We have to create more core stability to help that knee. No problem with the quad whatsoever. It's just going to be the connection and the timing of what's going on. And so as we're taking this, we see all the lines in the body. And it's something to talk about it in a classroom with a textbook and a chalkboard. That's one thing. But when you can apply these lines now, and you can apply training stimuli to these lines so that you can become stronger not with muscles, but through movement, this changes the whole game. And the one that I want to just quickly touch upon today is what we call the Posterior Oblique Sling system. So we recognize that your latissimus dorsi, your big lat, your upper back muscle on one side, actually comes across and has a special connection with your glute on the other side. So left by itself, that glute, if you're trying to isolate that glute, it's not very strong. But when I pair that up with that opposite lat, I'm almost unstoppable. I've created this stability through my body. So when this person was holding that sandbag on the one shoulder, we were asking the opposite foot to do a lot of work to help stabilize through the pelvis so that that knee wasn't unstable. But they were unable to do it that day. And what we have now is a system. We understand that, well, that was too much input. It was too unstable for you. We don't want that pain. So now we're going to have to take that back, and we're going to have to find another avenue for you that we can fix up. We can seal those energy leaks. We can iron out those movement wrinkles so you can become more resilient. So the moral of the story today, friends, is let's not isolate. We need to create movement success. We have to have opportunities for people to overcome these issues, because life is not always going to find you on both feet comfortable. You're going to have a position where you're going to be offset, you're going to be off balance, and your body has to respond adequately so you can be, as I mentioned before, resilient, and resiliency will lead to safety, health, and strength. So, that was a lot to say. I appreciate you, UWL, for coming in and giving us that opportunity to show you how we play here at FLD. And for all my friends out there, until the next time.